גשר צר מאוד, גשר צר מאוד, כל העולם כולו, גשר צר מאוד, גשר צר.
It's finally quiet in my house. Children are asleep, Heather's resting comfortably. It's been quite a week. Heather had surgery last week and it was pretty significant. We were back and forth visiting her in the hospital for about 4 days, and then she came home and I turned into Nurse David. It's not a job that I'm accustomed to or one that I'm particularly very good at, but it was thrown at me. Just like caring for my kids around the clock was thrown at me. And I have to say that both jobs have been more fulfilling than I ever would have expected they would have been. But the image that I can't get out of my mind is sitting in the surgical waiting area as they're starting to inject drugs into my wife and watching her go off into sleep and being so worried, feeling like everything that I love is hanging in the balance. The surgeon assured me that he's done this surgery many, many times and he's one of the finest that I know. But things go wrong. Life is so unpredictable. And rather than be disappointed by having high expectations, I find myself having relatively low expectations so that then I can be pleasantly surprised. I worried for such a long time, and even after she was out of surgery, I worried that some complication would pop up. Thank God it hasn't. She's recovering nicely. And the whole family is doing just fine with my sort of cooking and my obsessive cleaning. I've had a lot of time to think about how insecure our world is. How our world is very much a narrow bridge that we're just walking across, and at any moment we could fall, we could trip. At any moment one of our loved ones could lose their way. Reb Nachman tells us, Reb Nachman of Roslem says, Kol ha'olam kulo, gesher tzar ma'od, the entire world is a narrow bridge. Ve'ha'ikar lo lefachid klal, but the most important thing is not to be afraid. I was afraid. And as I sang to myself, Ve'ha'ikar, ve'ha'ikar, the most important thing is not to be afraid, I calmed myself a little bit. We all have times in our lives when we feel that we are walking precariously on that bridge. If we could only hear Reb Nachman whispering to us, my child, don't be afraid. Just don't be afraid. Until next week, להתראות.
העולם כולו, גשר צר מאוד